first of all, I mean, Marty and I go back to college. I mean, we rode together or against each other, and very early on, I saw Marty's intensity and competitiveness, but also his loyalty. And I think Marty is one of the most loyal Princeton guys I've ever met. And he understands Princeton rowing and has a love for Princeton rowing in a way that few people out there have. And I couldn't see anyone better. I think just for the spirit of the boathouse and for those guys, I think they're going to have a great ride. And I'm excited to watch it happen.
Curtis is a great mentor. He was a mentor before I even started coaching for him. He's just one of those coaches that stays with you for the rest of your life. He's always there for you. You know, coaching under Curtis just taught me how to keep it a very even keel. Rowing can be a simple sport if you can keep an even keel. You know, if you work hard and you do the right kind of training and you have the right mindset, and you have good sportsmanship, 90% of the time you can do pretty well in the sport. He didn't get overly technical, or he didn't deviate from his plan just because of one result here, a great result here, a bad result there. So Curtis is a great mentor and very calming influence in my life and in my coaching career. Greg, I was fortunate enough to be classmates with Greg. Or not classmates, but I went to school with Greg, and I saw Greg succeed as a freshman coach, and now I've seen him succeed as a varsity lightweight coach. When I was at school with Greg, I mean, Greg was always one of the fiercest competitors around. Despite his size, he was one of the best rowers on the lake in terms of the passion and the fierceness he brought to the lightweight team when he was here. He brings those same qualities to coaching, and it rubs off on his athletes. And I think he's going to be able to do the same thing with the heavyweight squad right now, because the heavyweight squad, in my opinion, has all the talent in the world. They need somebody to tell them what they're capable of, and I think that's what he's going to bring to the table. You know, what I'll tell all the current lightweight athletes that I'm about to coach is that they can expect a lot of the same. I think as a competitor, I was a fierce competitor. I was extremely passionate about winning. I think I brought that every day to the training room. I would expect that out of them as well. I expect them to be very diligent and focused in how they train, how they prepare to race. And then when it's time to race, I expect them not to be scared and not to be tentative, and to bring that to every single time they go out there and race, to bring that to the table. That's not too much different than what Greg did with them. So I think Greg and I, you know, have a lot of the same methods and a lot of the same philosophy, and they shouldn't expect anything too much different. Of course, there are some things that I might do slightly different, but you know, day to day, we'll find out how I implement those things. Yes. I mean, I growing up, I mean, you hear names like Charlie Butt and Andy Card, Charlie at Harvard and Andy Card at Yale, as well as some guys I've coached with here at Princeton. Scott Allwyn over at Columbia, and I think Dartmouth's going to have a new lightweight coach whom I'll probably know them very well. And Navy's going to have a new head coach down there, and Nick Baker, another Buffalo guy at Penn, is going to bring a lot to the Penn lightweight team. So all of those guys I respect, not only for their experience, but I think they're good guys, and I'd like to model myself after a lot of those guys. But I think in terms of what you can bring to Princeton and what I can do for Princeton, look, I think rowing and coaching, it's all about having a plan and a philosophy. You have to prepare as well as you can. you need to guide your team through all the pitfalls of what all the traps you can fall into as a student athlete. You need to make sure that they're not making any excuses about bad performances. You need to learn from those and move on. And I think you just have to, as a coach, try to organize your team and organize all these little individual schedules, get everything going in the right direction, and hopefully have success with that. It's a general philosophy that I'm sure all my other colleagues at all these other schools try to employ at a place like this because of all the great resources we have. If you can do that and be successful in guiding them, then we're gonna have success. I truly believe that.